Hey, what is going on guys, Pagani Gaming here, and welcome to another GT Sport video, and more specifically, welcome back to W2W. It's season 6 now, and we're starting it off at Suzuka with the Group 4s. We are in the Aston, surprise surprise, not the Lexus. We did decide to be a little bit different this season, not picking a car that we've done 2 seasons back to back. And another change as well is that we stepped down from being a team owner and now became a buyable driver. As well as also promoting ourselves to the top lobbies, which means we're playing with the top dogs here. So we've got a couple of quick drivers around us. Actually, not a couple, a lot of quick drivers around us. Getting off to a pretty good start here, getting around the inside of Intrinsic, and a lot has changed in season 6. Starting off with the number of teams there are now. Almost double the amount of teams that there were compared to last season, purely based off the fact of how many more drivers have joined the league from the beginning of season 5 to the beginning of season 6. And as well, because of that, we have more people in each team. So before it was 5, now it's 6 people in each team. And also another difference is we are allowed to run 2 manufacturers across the team. So you can see further up ahead, I've got one of my teammates, Pure Axel, who's also running the Aston Martin. He is also allowed to pick the Lexus within the series, but he opted to go for the Aston Martin. So back to the race here, we're in 8th position here behind Squidly in a nice little train going around Suzuka. Suzuka is a very hard track to master, as you see there, going around the inside of early there, who made a little bit of contact with that wall, coming out that little left-hander. And we get a bit of a bump from Intrinsic behind us, who puts us into the back of Squiddy, and a bit of a chain reaction goes off there. Wasn't too much of a deal, thankfully for that. But because of that, we're now putting ourselves up into 6th position and possibly 5th if we can try and go around the outside here. Not a wise move to go around the outside of Spoon, especially when you're up against a WRX who has just more grip and more acceleration speed compared to the rear-wheel drive Aston. So we pretty much lose that position pretty fast, and now we're contesting with Squidly for G-Man Slipstream. A little bit of door bashing, nothing too major between me and him. We're just here to fight for G-Man Slipstream. As you can see there, he's going to benefit from it, and we're going to tuck him behind Squidly. They're coming through R130 and coming to the last chicane to finish off that lap. Start of lap 2, we have Adam V10 in the Lexus, hitting the same wall as early in the previous lap. And then starting lap 4, we passed Squidly, who picked up a penalty from cutting the corner just a little bit too much. And coming through lap 5 here, we knew G-Man in the Rexy was going to be struggling for tyre wear. As you see there, he's running that corner a little bit wider than he should. We also had Early behind us, who was also in the same boat in terms of what car, with both being front engine and both being all-wheel drive with G-Man and Early. So we knew that if we could hold on for another lap or two, their tyre wear would become greater than ours, which means they couldn't have as much corner speed and had to brake sooner and had to get on the power lane and couldn't corner as hard as we could. So eventually by lap 5, lap 6, we were starting to make moves on G-Man, and slowly but surely dropping Early behind us. You can see coming through Spoon, I'm trying to get a good run coming out of here, but I get too early on the gas and have to back off a little bit more and tuck in behind G-Man Slipstream. The Rexy is a solid car in terms of grip. It does lack on top speed, and as you can see, the top speed massively, and grip, as its front tires do eat a lot into a race. But coming to the end of lap 5 here, we're going to go hard on the brakes for the last few corners. And Zuzu in the Aston trying to go for a move on the inside of Early there. Going to get shown a door. Early does drift a little bit wide, but coming through to the middle of lap 6, we're going to try and go on the outside of this corner here of G-Man, which is going to ultimately end up being on the inside of Spoon, which gives us the inside line. So we're going to pass him relatively easily. A little bit of contact, tiny bit of contact. That does open up the door for Zuzu in the Aston Martin to get past G-Man. But now we had to deal with Squidly once again, defending for our life here. Knowing damn well that this 4th position we're going to almost secure was probably the highest position we're ever going to have in all of Lobby A throughout this whole season. As again, we are racing with a lot of quick people here, people who were setting lap times about 2 seconds quicker than what we were in this race. So you can see there, Squidly trying to make a move, coming through as 2 right-handers. struggling as we're doing a really good job at holding the apexes and holding a defensive line. You see they're coming through that hairpin, holding the apex very beautifully. Coming through R130, gonna try and open up our inside line just a little bit more just to get a better run. Squiddy's gonna have to back out. R130 is a very difficult corner. You're gonna see later on in the video that R130 is a corner that catches out a lot of people, especially coming on at the exit of R130. But we finished in 4th position for the first race, so a pretty good result to start off with. If we were to base that off the rest of the season, we'd be pretty happy with that. Once again, we are racing with some very quick drivers. But on to race 2 now, and very much the same as last season. We are doing reverse grid. But this time it's another 15-minute race, or however long a lap takes, and multiply it by how much to make it a 15-minute race. So we start off in 10th, and we don't get the best of starts, but it's an okay start. It could be worse, could be better. Again, coming through the first few corners and the S's at the start of a race, is very scary. It is more than ideal to go bumper to bumper than door to door through these corners. You can see some people are trying to make the most out of passing. You see Pure Axel just trying to stick it on the inside. Again, one of our teammates. He's a very quick driver, I will say that. But he will eventually pass us in the future of this race. See Dragon and Squid just having a bit of a moment. That does open up the door for us and invites us up into 9th position with our good friend CWR Super Dragon on the inside now, who will ultimately be on the outside of Spoon. Again, Suzuka isn't known for passes. There's probably about 3, maybe 4, 5 if you're very, very brave to make passes on this track. Coming to the end of lap 1, we're going to go up on the inside of Dragon, and we're going to go side by side a little bit. Ultimately get 9th position. I think they've got the inside line coming around the last bend at the end of lap 1. We're tucking behind G-Man here, and a bit of a moment between G-Man and Pamac. I think G-Man just slightly bumped Pamac. I could be wrong, but that did open up the door for me to try and get side by side with G-Man. G-Man being one of the very brave people of actually picking the Subaru. It is a quick car. I've said that before. Quick car, but his tyre wear is a big factor, especially into the later races. You're going to see this is now the 2nd race of the 3rd. So again, another new implementation with season 6 is the addition of a 3rd race. So well, you'll have the 2 50-minute races, the second one being reverse grid based off race 1's results, and race 3 will be the half an hour. So at 14 lap in this instance, again reverse grid of race results of 2. So you can see here coming through R130, we're going up on the inside of G-Man, now putting ourselves behind Pamac, who's in the McLaren. McLaren is a good car. We see Dragon very much sending it up on the inside. We had to back out of that corner just to avoid any form of contact. But we did good there to avoid anything major there. You can see, a really big talking point here of the race was Fire Moves coming around the outside of one of these right-handers, and I did try and give him as much room as I could. You see that I've got 2 wheels on the curb, and there's only so much curb I can take before I start getting a penalty for ignoring track limits. And personally, I believe not the wisest position to place your car in that corner. Ultimately, this corner here, the hairpin, is one of the more ideal passing opportunities. And you see there, we're going to go around, intrinsically going around early as well, just doing a bit of serpentining just to avoid any collision or from unghosting. But yeah, bouncing back on that incident with Fire Moves, not the most ideal position to make a move. I would be more than happy to give him that position to him later on at the hairpin. But I've just a really unfortunate incident for both of us, because now we're sort of stuck in a position where we don't know what's going to happen with the stewards. But a whole lap later, Pure Axel comes past, and then we've got Piper as well coming up on the inside. Another quick driver. The GTR is a very quick car, very similar to the Rexy. It is very quick, both the Rexy and the GTR in the right hands. See there, Piper just flashing his hazard. We're going to give him a bit of a bump. I think he was signaling to not try and make a move through R130, which I was more than happy to not do. Going 2-way through R130 on the inside is very risky. You can see there we're going to have a bit of a moment there with G-Man giving us a slight little tap. I mean, props to him for redressing and letting us hold that position. Wasn't too big of a deal. We weren't too worried about it. Again, we knew that amongst these drivers, we couldn't really expect the best to start off with, so we were happy with a mid to and pack result. But to finish off the second race, we did well to defend G-Man, Dragon, and ultimately Fun With You, who came back at the very last at the last moments of the race to try and trouble us a little bit more, but we held him off thankfully. Now on to the third and final race, and we start from, if I can remember correctly, now onto the third race, and we start in 6th position, and we did ultimately really well in terms of starting. We get on the inside of 5 moves here. Once again, reiterating that the grid for the third race is reversed from race 2's results. So because I finished mid-pack in race 2, I start mid-pack on the grid for race 3. Going up in the inside of Piper here, going to try and take a position, can't get that done. The GTR's just got too much grip compared to the Aston. We're going to stick behind him, still ultimately holding that 7th position. We let Pure Axel come past, and by doing that, we slightly lose our racing line. Running very wide off the first corner. Could have been a lot worse. Thankfully, it wasn't. But that put us right at the back of the pack in 13th position. But it didn't take too long for us to make a position back. A bit of contact between Zoo and Adam. Adam got very lucky there to not get sent to the realm with Zoo uncontrollably coming back on track. But we passed Zoo for 12th and then go up into 3rd as Adam comes into the pits. And then Dragon there, unfortunately, doing some pirouettes. Very similar to what we did the previous lap, trying a little bit wide and coming off a lot worse compared to what we did. So we've got Zoo behind us now. We've caught up to Early, who's in the Mazda. And we're going to go on the inside here of the Intenza, and we thought we had line, we thought we had track priority here. You know, we were well ahead of Early to try and meet the apex, but apparently not. As he's going to just completely send it up on the inside and pretty much run us off track. So we were a little bit frustrated about that. That did also open up the door for Zoo to come through, and Adam, if he wanted to, if he had the balls, he could have probably gone 2, maybe 3 way through R130, which probably not the smartest idea among 3 of us. So smart move by him to back out of R130 and me to try and get past Zoo through there. And we come through the chicane to finish lap 5, and we're still in 10th position, so we weren't too fast. But you'd think we learned from our mistake on lap 2 in the first corner. Apparently not. Doing the exact same thing again, giving someone too much racing room and making ourselves run a little bit wide. Adam did think he touched me, just to make sure he didn't. Yeah, well, that was all me. And he passed CCH there. I'm not sure how he managed to do that. That's one for the replays. Maybe something happened with him. Maybe he just drifted off a little bit, or something else had happened. But we get a nice little punt from behind by Early, and this caused a lot. So Zoo, Early, myself, Squiddy as well, and I think CCH were all involved in some form of way during that whole thing. So we were back to where we were, and end of lap 8 we came in for tires and fuel. And if your math is correct, if you know math, you would have noticed that I put in 1 less lap of fuel than I actually needed for the race. So unfortunately for me, we noticed at the end of lap 12 that I had 1 less lap of fuel that I actually needed to finish the race off. So we did the 13th lap, short shifting like no tomorrow, coming in with 0.1 of fuel left, and then doing a 1 lap stint to cross the line. So we did pretty good. Second and first race we did okay. We couldn't expect much from the third race. Ultimately, we were at the back of the pack racing against top drivers. But if you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And with that being said, guys, I shall catch you in the next one.